Hey guys, this is Gurpreet. Welcome to video number 5. Today we're going to talk about the WorkspaceOne or the AirWatch console. So this is going to be the second practical video. Here we're going to talk about how and WorkspaceOne console looks like, what are the features available, what are the different tabs do, all the settings, almost all the settings will show, and try to see what all things can be achieved and how it looks like. In the previous video, we talked about the Intune console tour. Thank you guys for loving that video. I got a lot of responses on that video. And this is going to be dedicated to AirWatch. So let's get started. So this is the first page when you log into the AirWatch console. I couldn't show you the login page because there are some personal information involved. So these are the first, getting started page when you see and log into a WorkspaceOne console. You can make this as a home page, or there are different ways to actually log into other tabs and make that a home page by just clicking here. So for example, if you just click on devices, and if you want to make it the home page, just click on that will be your home page. So let's get started. So first of all, when you log into the first page, it gives you what all things you have configured. So here you can see you have WorkspaceOne. We'll get into this in a bit. The mobile device management, the content management, the application management. So here you can see 50% completed, 61% completed, and 71. So there are some features which we have turned on for this, and that's why I show the. So here it shows the completion percentage. So let's talk about monitor and see what all things you can see here. This gives you the overall status of your devices, your platform breakdown, your status of the devices, compliance, what are the policy which has been violated, the devices which are blacklisted, apps which require apps, and a lot of things which are at a high level required by the management or other team member to see out of how many devices are okay, there's some need some attention and things like that. So things are not configured yet, that's why you see them blank. Here you can see a lot of things which is coming on the first page. I'll just slowly go back and you can see email, content, most installed enterprise app versions, device without latest application version, so it can be seen here. Devices without latest profile version, so if you send some profiles on the devices. Let's quickly go to intelligence. So there's something that has to be configured, so it is a automation option. We get more options while clicking on intelligence. Let's go to device. So this is the most commonly used tab, I would say. That will give you most of the information here. So you can see the number of devices, the deployment. Just for test purpose, we have done one for it. You can see the security, compliance, ownership, last seen, breakdown, yeah, things like that. So it's pretty informative. When you click on let's say profiles, here the magic starts. So by a profile means that you can add profiles like basic configurations and things like that. So let me just add a profile here. So when you add a profile means you can add a setting or a payload to a device which needs to be sent by an admin to the devices. Here we have a lot of options. If you talk about, we have like device Android, Apple iOS, Mac, Apple TV, Windows rugged devices, Windows devices, and Android, which is now called legacy because they have changed some settings. So moreover, we just talk about Android device. And if I go and hover my mouse here, you can see what all options we can set. So for Android, these are the options. If you go iOS, a little more options available. We go Mac, see there's a lot of options available here as well. And TV, let's go to Windows. Yeah, when you click on Windows, we get more options here. So for example, Windows Phone, Windows Desktop, Windows 7. So basically we use Windows Desktop now, 7 is phased out. So let's quickly go back and let's, for example, set an iOS. So just let's add a profile here. And try to configure an iOS policy here. Let's name this as test cloud e-tech, give it a space. That's how it is. And you can see, you can write some descriptions. So for example, this is for let's say some restrictions, or maybe you can add, we are also sending the Wi-Fi and other policy. So just for your understanding, what all things you can add to this profile here. So if we talk about, we have deployment, the assignment mode. So it is it auto, optional, compliance. So we can have it as auto, it will be pushed automatically. Optional means that user can decide whether he wants this setting or not. And compliant, it has to be there when you're using it. So let's keep it as auto. Then we have smart groups. We can add smart groups. So smart groups are basically little groups within the AirWatch console. I'll be using both AirWatch and WorkspaceOne names, so they both means the same. Okay, so just the whole group will get this policy, and if you want to exclude any group within this group, we can also do that. So let's quickly go and see what all things are available. Let's talk about passcode. So once you click on passcode, it'll give you all the options available. So it does require a password. When you click on yes, you get further more options. What is the length of the password, minimum character, should be complex, history, and things like that. You click on restrictions. So here are the things which are available as restriction. Allow the use of camera, FaceTime, and you might have noticed that we have options which say supervised. So if the device is supervised, that's when only these settings will affect. And if the device is not supervised, this setting will not go. Even if you set them as a policy, they will not be attempting to the devices. Even if the attempt doesn't work, because the supervised devices are only devices which will get these options. So these are the new profiles which we can add for an iOS. We can see a lot many here. Yeah, see, we have home message layout, we have single sign-on setup, single app mode, credentials, web clips, LDAP, notifications, a lot of things here. So I'm just going to close this, and just we're going to go to the second tab, which is accounts. So here in accounts, you have all the accounts which are there in your AD. We can also add accounts in your AirWatch, in the AirWatch console itself, because it has its own AD as well. And we can do ranking there, that what policy should go first, second, and third. That's how the ranking is decided. So for example, if you want to add a device first, it'll go to a particular organization group, and once it's there, then it gets all the policies. So it's like that. Then we can also add the roles. We have different roles like basic, external, and full access roles. And we can also set up user groups. We can list them, which are from the AD, or we can also create some groups here itself. If you talk about administrator, here we administrator as well. So we can add administrators. We can also add a temporary administrator as well. You can see. So for example, if somebody, you want to give the access of the console for somebody for some time, let's say 4 days, 3 days, or a week, we can just go ahead and add this temporary admin. It will have expiry date. Once the day is over, the console will automatically remove the admin credentials. Then we have admin groups here. So if we add admin group, they can decide what an admin can do, where he will log in, and things like that. So if he doesn't want him to log in on the top OG, it doesn't matter. You can just add an admin to the child OG, and the child OG will give you all the options. And it will show only child OG. He'll not be able to go beyond child OG. If we talk about roles, so we have different roles. If somebody wants to give an access only for the application management for a console, it can be leveraged just with the application management. Or it's just a whole console administrator, will be the whole console administrator. This is the content manager, device manager, help desk role. So there are some roles which are already predefined. We can also select, or we can also import a role or add custom roles as well. The next option we have here is the application management. In apps and books, we can add application, whether it is internal, public, and purchased. So we have different application levels. We can give the access policy for an application. We will go in deep with those settings. This is a different topic altogether. And I think all these tabs require a dedicated video. Then we talk about the content. This is interesting here in AirWatch. The content management is pretty solid. And what happens is, not just you can share your Google Drive, OneDrive, other things, you can also share your network drives as well. So for example, in your office, you have a network drive which is set as the home directory for your account. that can be called out here with dynamic names as username and password. And once you log on to the secure content locker, which is the dedicated application for AirWatch, and you can access all your drives from there. It has to be done here in repositories, in templates, and automatic. So once you do that, you can add network file shares, you can see, and that will be added here. So you can just click on network share. Now here you have to set a name. You see a plus sign here, so it says like username. So you can add user first name, user last name, space, slash home drive. Home drive, and that will be added as a repository. So it uses secure content locker. So here we have to set up a content gateway. That's a different thing altogether. Once we have a dedicated video for this, we'll show you. The email management, normally we don't use that anymore because all of it is managed by O365. We have options for the current O365 Microsoft policies to be set here. I will show you that in a bit. Let's go to settings. Here it is, Microsoft Intune app protection policies. So AirWatch has realized that, okay, if I need to be in the business, because everybody is moving to O365, they don't have email exchange anymore. I mean, some companies do have, but then almost everybody is moving to O365. So they need to be compliant with O365 settings. If somebody is using the O365, not using Intune, but using their solution, so it can be incorporated. So there are a lot of things which can be done here. If you talk about settings, it's a vast number of details available here. You go to system, device and users, and a lot of things. So let's talk about enterprise integration. Here we can set up the content gateway. Remember, we've seen that on the content page. The cloud connector that works for you as an AD authenticator. Like if you have an on-prem AD, it'll be installed there and it can authenticate the user using the AD. The directory services for the AD, tunnel, proxy. So these are the things which needs more explanation, and it'll take more time to be explained. I mean, it needs a dedicated video. So we're gonna check out each and everything, and this is just information video. So the basic purpose of this video was to show you how an WorkspaceOne or an AirWatch console looks like, and what all things can be set here. If you talk about accounts, apps and books, content, email, and telecom. Telecom is something which is not used so commonly, but here we can set how many number of minutes you can use, usage, and a lot of things. So basically it's tracking down a corporate device, and it can collect the cellular data usage and enable logs and things like that. Very few people use this. This is pretty stringent to use, but then we still have the option. I mean, the options are endless here in WorkspaceOne as well. And then we'll have a different session for the WorkspaceOne. WorkspaceOne is an application. So for example, if you send WorkspaceOne, it's a virtual application. I mean, it's an application in which the virtual applications are working. So you don't have to enroll the device, you just have to have one application. And if you open that application, you will have everything in that particular application. So we'll go there in a bit. So this is it for now. This is just a small video to show you how a console looks like. And I'll go with the flow and give you more information on devices and tabs. So there'll be some videos for Intune, some videos for AirWatch. I think I should make a playlist and add things there. That'll be more easy for you to understand. And I'll be adding videos. If it's an Intune video, it'll be in the Intune playlist, and if it's a AirWatch video, it'll be in the AirWatch playlist. It'll be easy for you to understand and get along easily. So guys, thank you for your time. Do subscribe to my channel and like the video, so I'll be motivated to make more videos and give you more information. And as always, if you need any documentation, just ping me or send me an email. I'll be happy to help. All right, thank you.